It starts as a dream, an inkling of an idea, which blossoms into a concept that turns into a draft. But who do you turn to develop this idea, this concept, this draft into a concrete reality? You turn to the design construction team of Jacobe Brothers Construction and Ron Mabry and Associates Architects.
Jacobe Brothers Construction is a 3 generations company that has done commercial and industrial type projects for many years. Then in 1991 we really began to see a need for there to be a company who specializes in religious type facilities. And that truly is a specialized approach in terms of construction. And so in 91 is when we began working with Ron Mabry's firm, and we began to put together a project delivery method that is unique in that you have the checks and balances of 2 independent firms, but yet we provide a comprehensive team in which we deliver the project, and so that really minimizes the amount of risk to the owner. And the owner is an integral part of this whole process.
So the product that is experienced is a team that has 3 major components. The client, the architect, and the builder or construction manager. And what we've done, we've assembled this team where each entity does what it does best.
What we really liked about it, what impressed us, number one, their presence with the committee demonstrated that they understood the church, they understood people, they understand the dynamics in churches, and that was an important thing. The other thing that really stuck out in comparison to the others was that they're a full package deal. You had both architectural skills as well as construction skills, and so when you're visiting with them, they function as a team. The architect is not going to come up with plans that you find out later are not feasible after consulting with the builder. Plus, you're going to have a better estimate of building costs because the builder's working with the architect on a regular basis.
They were out-of-the-box thinkers. They did have experience building churches. While we have the capacity to build church, while we are one church in 3 locations, we don't build churches every day. And while we realize we live in a dynamic society, church building, church trends in technology, trends in construction processes, all those things are ever evolving. So they were very instrumental in helping us think out of the box, areas that we had not taken into consideration.
Sitting down with Brian and Ron, we began to create the caterpillar, the butterfly experience, the metamorphosis. It just began to evolve. It was a work in progress, basically. We had a lot of intricate details that was added even as the steel was going up. We modified some things. Could not have done that had we gone with another builder.
The role of the modern church has changed dramatically in the last 20 years. Where once the community focus revolved around its schools, there has been a dramatic shift to the church as the focus, providing a multitude of services from religious education and worship to fellowship and a place for social gatherings to special events.
We just don't deal with design and construction issues. We go way out past those parameters into the community of the church itself, that community being the congregation, and look at all the aspects of it. And you've got to do that in order to understand the building program. It's about the people, it's about the future of the church, it's about changing trends, it's about just a lot of things that you have to address before you even start designing a project.
We as a team really become part of the committee with the church in that we really try to understand how they worship, how they fellowship, how do they have education, what different types of ministries they have. It takes learning and gathering all that information and bringing it into that project to make it a successful project.
With this huge auditorium, this huge stage, we're able to do just about anything we want to do. We had camels come in for the Christmas play. We had The World Christian Federation of Wrestlers, the WWF guys, came in and set up their ring on the stage. It's just allowed us to do so much more and be so much more flexible when it comes to ministry.
Our church is over 150 years old, and so there was a lot of tradition in the place where they are, a lot of memories, weddings and baptisms and funerals, and they wanted a little bit of that to come to the new building. So bringing those stained glass windows was part of it. Also, it's going to be sort of a traditional look, but yet with new technology involved.
One further element of this fresh approach to design construction management is the ability to be flexible and allow an easy flow of ideas.
In each step of the way, if we had something designed on plan that would have worked better, they always told us about it and gave us ideas, and we would choose. They're very, very good at looking far ahead and helping you make a wise decision.
One thing is key is just to have a smooth line of communication between us and the builders. We had one key person who was the main communicator with the builder, and that way we would funnel any of our needs or questions, concerns through him into the builder, and then the builder would vice versa come back the other direction, which made it a lot smoother. We didn't have 80 people trying to tell the builder one thing to do.
The design construction approach has a number of other advantages in that there are no hidden costs. Construction is delivered with one fee, which is predetermined and fixed. And with Jacobe's bidding process, often additional savings are able to be passed on to the customer.
They'll give you recommendations of where to go, and then you have usually 2 or 3 levels of things you can do. And it's the best way to do it because you have a part of it in doing it. You make the decisions actually, and they just carry out your decisions. But they give you the options, and it's a very good way to go.
We were impressed with their construction management style because we were constrained by a budget. In fact, we made up our minds from the very beginning that we had this amount of money to spend, and that's all we had to spend. We couldn't afford to go over 10% or 15%. That would have been a nightmare for us in our position, and I told this to Brian up front, and Brian worked so hard to get everything and more that we needed in this building. We exceeded what we expected. A lot of things that we never thought we could afford to do, we were able to do. And we felt like we're part of the team. And that made us feel very good about hiring them to do our project.
Like any construction, when you complete it, there's always some little tweaking that needs to happen. And every time we call them and say, hey, we've got a little problem with this, we've got a little issue with this, they were immediately responding to our needs. They came, helped us fix the problem, took care of all the warranty work, was very service-oriented, was there to help us to make sure that this building was totally satisfactory to our needs. I would say our experience was absolutely phenomenal. They're an excellent company with excellent reputation, but they're also folks with integrity.
From planning through design, from construction to move-in, the Jacobe Mabry team is with you all the way, becoming partners in building churches that build congregations.
When we build phase 2, they will be a part of phase 2.
Within the next 10 years, we're going to build a 2,000-seat sanctuary, and this one's going to be turned into education space. When that time comes, Mabry and Jacobe Brothers is going to be here helping us get all that together.
Whether you are planning a mega church or a smaller, more intimate building, today's church is a mirror of our changing society and the vision of how best to serve the spiritual needs of its members and community at large. The bricks and mortar, steel and glass, timber and stone that make up this edifice are a reflection of the congregation and the ideals they serve. To that end, Mabry & Associates and Jacobe Brothers Construction welcome the opportunity to discuss your design and construction plans and to answer any questions that you may have.